Aloha everybody and welcome to part 15 of Mega Man ZX. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're still doing some side questing before we move on to the final areas of the game. And now we're meeting up with you, aka Not Mario, in his Proto Man car, because by accepting a mission from him, we can now take a quiz with his brother, who wears green and is named Lou, kind of like Luigi. Ha 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 ha. I could try talking to Lou right now, but I actually have to accept the mission. Luckily, there is a data room literally right next to the kid, but it's kind of funny that, like, I just accepted a mission to do a quiz, but unless I start it, he's just like, yeah, go to the thing and accept the mission, then we could do a quiz. Well, why don't we just do it now? Whatever. So this is trivia, and the first question, he tells you about the arcade, which we're going to be seeing later, and he asks you what the game to the far right is. It's always going to be Dribble Trouble. And again, you would only know this by actually being in the arcade, but, well done, you're smarter than you look. Why, because I remembered where an arcade machine was? That's like me telling you to go to my local video store and saying, which is to the left, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? Oh, he's a genius! Anywho, you accept that first mission, and you basically says, hey, my brother has another quiz, so let's do it. So again, you accept the mission, you go back to Lou, and now his new quiz is... There's a giant tree growing in Area A3. What type is it? That's the one that's right next to the Metal Amusement Park. Sometimes when you hit the tree with Fighting Fefnir, Model F, you can knock apples out that will heal yourself, and that's how you know. But it's an apple tree, and once you... And this is like the last quiz we really have to do. Only 2 quizzes. But he tells us that he's going to give us a trinket. Don't let old Jack know or he'll want it. Alright, so we got 50 energy crystals, and we got a pink crystal, along with the other energy crystals. So yeah. So he said don't let old Jack see it. Well, let's go see old Jack then. Old Jack is somewhere in Area C. He's in Area C1. He's basically an old man in like blue. And I think he's in between the green and white doors. We're about to find out. I haven't recorded this in a while. I was right. So, once you've done the quizzes, you should have the pink crystal, and you just keep talking to Jack, and eventually he will give you something for that pink crystal. I want to explore as many ruins and distant lands as possible while these legs can still walk. Adventure is the heart and soul of a man. There's something that never changes no matter how old a man gets. I used to have nerves of steel when it came to facing danger, I tell you what. No matter how old I am, I always want to laugh in its face. Hey you, can I have a moment? That sparkly doodad of yours, is it a pink crystal? How did you get that? I'll trade you this Ice Boots chip for it. I won't take no for an answer. And he really won't. You just immediately hand over the pink crystal, but that got us the last body chip of the entire game, folks. Ice Boots. What does the Ice Boots do? Well, it allows you to walk on ice without slipping on the surface. So yeah, that is all 8 body chips that you can collect, and now I've gotten them all. They're all equipped. My character is pretty ready for battle, you know? But earlier we did a quiz talking about the arcade area, so now we're actually going to check out that arcade area. And I don't really know all the unlock requirements of every arcade machine. I just know that I've beaten the game with both Vent and Ale. I defeated all the 8 Pseudoroids up to this point, and the 4th machine activates as soon as you've played one of the machines first. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. All I know is I just beat the game, and there they are, so... The first minigame on the left is actually a puzzle minigame. Oh yeah. And it's very simple. Basically, all these jewels start falling down, and you want to get a color of the jewel that's falling underneath it, and whatever's in between those colors will actually be absorbed and counted as points. So, like, you don't just have to aim, like, red on red. You can have red be under, like, 4 different colors, and as long as there's a red, you know, right above it, you can lock in and chain like 5 different crystals, but it's pretty easy. You know, I got the high score no problem when I tried this out, and eventually they drop in these blocks which can't be turned into anything by crystals, so you have to use other blocks that will also come raining down, and that will get rid of the blocks, and you know, it's okay. It's a puzzle. It's no Tetris Attack / Pokemon Puzzle League, but it'll do. The greatest puzzle game ever made, that if you ever tried taking me on in Tetris Attack / Pokemon Puzzle League, oh god, you would get schooled, son! I am the Tetris Attack master. I am the god of Tetris Attack / Pokemon Puzzle League. You are all mere mortals in comparison to me when it comes to Pokemon Puzzle League, I tell you what. But, you know, until that game goes online, until we get an updated one that's for like the Wii U or the 3DS or something, I'll never be able to prove it. But I'm a god at that game. So, yeah, it's puzzles, it's really nothing to it. The third machine is Crusher F, and this one is basically Pong. You are in a Model F, you're on a ladder, and you can't get off the ladder, and basically all you're doing is you're punching the ball and trying to hit all the enemies, and if the ball goes past you, then that counts as a life. Lose all 3 lives, game's over. But if you keep hitting the ball into the creatures, eventually you'll kill them all, and you'll go up to the higher level, and then your score will go up, and yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's easy to get the high score in this. It's Pong with Fafnir. I mean, you'll obviously have to get used to timing when to throw the punch and how fast Model F goes on the ladder, but it's a pretty simple minigame that really there's nothing to it. Once you've played Crusher F, you unlock Mega Crusher F, which is basically the exact same minigame, only slightly harder in that the enemies are placed in a little bit tougher positions and they're, you know, harder to kill. Otherwise, though, Mega Crusher F is basically the same game as Crusher F, so there's really nothing to it. Again, it's even the same high score. All I really have to do is get enough points so that I have more than 100 points. Well, I'm a fifth of the way there, so it's not hard to get high scores. You don't really get anything for getting the high score. It's just sort of bragging rights. It's just sort of... it's high score, you know. Do you care about whether you got the high score in Sonic Lost World for Wii U? I don't know. But it's a thing you can do. And it's also kind of hard to know how to bounce the ball. Like, you sort of have to get, like, the right angle, you know, you have to punch the ball from the right side in order to make it bounce upwards or downwards, and it's okay, it's something you'll play once and then never touch again. Speaking of, the fourth and last minigame in the arcade is Dribble Trouble. You have to dribble a ball from one part of the level to the other part of the level. You are in human form, you can't do anything else but walk and jump, and this soccer ball reacts quite weirdly to the character model and your sprite. I swear, I've done this game like 3 times. My first time I played it, when I wasn't recording, it went perfectly. I just won the game, no problem, and then I never touched it again for like a year. For my test playthrough, I couldn't get the ball to the thing. You have a 90-second time limit. If you can't get the ball to the goal in under 90 seconds, it just immediately fails you, right? And this thing just goes wherever the hell it wants. Sometimes it just bounces to the left, sometimes it bounces super high, sometimes it just will not go where you want it to go, and you can't do anything. There's no punching, there's no kicking, there's no angles, you're just walking your character and jumping. That's it. And look, I'm accidentally getting it all the way back to the left. It's so frustrating, this soccer ball. So I didn't get it on my test playthrough, and I'm trying to record this here, and I'm just like, ugh, I hate this. This game sucks. I'd rather play Mega Man Soccer for the Super Nintendo, quite frankly. That was horrible. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of this video is me getting the last sub-tank. I have 3 of 4, but in order to get the 4th sub-tank, I have to visit Miguet. I don't know how you say her name. But she wants me to find medical supplies for her. And so this means I have to go all the way to Area L, to a specific area there that has a box or crates that I could smash open, and I will find the aid kit in those boxes. Now, this is a very long mission that literally is made up of 40 minutes of gameplay footage. Just this side quest alone. Like, when I was getting the body chips, when I was doing the arcade stuff, that by itself was like 50 to 60 minutes. This entire side quest is 40 minutes long. So, I'm going to show you what the first part is like, unedited, as it is, because I want you to experience this side quest, ladies and gentlemen. Because it's very repetitive, and you kind of do the same thing over and over again. You may remember, Area L is... There's a transfer from where you fight Protectos, and that's where I came in from. And the other way to get into Area L is to go to Area A, go to the Metool Amusement Park area, fight the giant sub-boss Metool, and then you make your way into Area L. That's a very long way to go. It's very time-consuming. You have to fight that sub-boss every time. Like, literally, if you go in from the amusement park area and then get the materials you need and then leave Area L from that same exact spot, you will fight the sub-boss again. You will fight the giant Metool sub-boss one more time, twice on one little pathway. So I basically take the Protectos transfer pathway in order to do this mission. Because, you know, that's just the way Area L is. It's inconvenient for players to just get to it and back to Area X really, really quickly. So again, all I'm really doing is I'm looking for one of those smashable boxes, and eventually I will find an aid kit in them. Again, if you don't want the satellites to affect you at all, there are smelling salts you can buy from one of the people in the Guardian base. I figured, screw it, I don't need smelling salts, I'll just deal with it. I'll just deal, you know. But these are the boxes, the boxes I just smashed, you know. That's where one of the aid kits are going to be. And they're always in preset places. They're not randomized. The first one will always be in Area A1. And, you know. Again, this level's not horrible. It's a hallway level. There's a lot of missiles, there's a lot of bottomless pits, there's a lot of satellites that reverse your controls and take away your ability to attack and stuff. And, you know, at this point I have 3 sub-tanks, I have a huge health bar. Nothing can really kill me in this level. It's not the worst level in the world. It's just, it's the journey, you know? It's the journey. I had to travel a good 4 minutes in order to reach the aid kit. Huzzah! So I got the aid kit for Miguet. I don't know how you say it. Maybe people in the comments know how to pronounce it. I don't know. But now I have to go back. There's no just warp back to Area X function, you know? It's not like Mega Man X or Mega Man 0 where you just push pause and then you go to like exit stage and then boom, you're out. I gotta go all the way back. I gotta ruck all the way back to the transfer. And again, the reason I don't take the amusement park pathway is because I have to fight the Metool and I have to go through Area A and it's longer, and why do that? I'll just go through the transfer, you know. But by going to the start of Area L, I've essentially played through the stage twice now, because going from one side to the other, that was playing through it, and now I'm going back, so I'm playing through Area L twice. It's like I'm fighting Protectos twice, you know? And this is just for one aid kit. Just for one little trip. I'm just doing this for a sub-tank, you know? I figure Miguet will immediately reward me for going to the trouble of getting this. I mean, Silur immediately, you know, got me to the next mission after I got that mysterious rock in Area K. You know, I went in, got it, went back, boom, problem solved. Smash the rock now. Miguet, you know, I'm sure she's gonna need that aid kit, and I'm sure it's gonna be helpful, but you know, I got business to do. I'm hunting down Model W. I'm trying to save the world. I'm sure this mission can't possibly be annoying. to get a sub-tank in. I mean, why would it be? Why would Inti Creates, the developers of this game, make an incredibly god-awful sub-quest where you have to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again? Why would they do that? That's ridiculous. This game was made in 2006, and as we know, no game in the year 2006 was ever awful. All the 2006 games, their standards were so high. But I digress. We're at the end of Area L. We're finally back at the transserver, warping back to Area X, the Guardian base. And now I'm going to give Miguette her aid kit, and that should be the end of it. We'll see what our reward was for going through all this trouble. All of this, 6-7 minute journey. I'm sure it'll be a well-spent journey. Thank the stars! You've brought back aid! This will do nicely! Now I can finally give them the treatment they require. Cool. So basically, you help Miguette, and then you go to the transserver to get your reward, and I'm like, oh, it's gotta be a sub-tank, right? Has to be a sub-tank. And it got 150 energy crystals. Okay. No, we gotta go back. We have to do something for her assistant now, because her assistant with the purple hair, the girl named Rose, now wants us to go and help out Miguette for her because she's really tired. Can we do something to pick up her spirits? Please help an old woman out. Okay, we'll do that. And so this quest involves going back to Area L to find an energy pack. And you remember, this was a 5 to 6 minute trip. I just cut and immediately showed you. So, 5 to 6 minutes later, you go to Rose, she's like, thanks for all the help, and I'm like, okay, clearly that's the sub-tank worthy. No, you got 150 energy crystals, so I go back to Miguette. We're on the verge of running out of aid kits again. Could you spare some time to bring me another one? Another! Okay, so I go all the way back to Area L, and there's another one. Another 6 to 7 minutes of my time going through Area L. So I bring it back. And, what does she have to say? Magnificent work, dear! You brought the supplies! You're a little angel. I know I'm an angel, so reward me, because I gotta deal with this Model W thing, okay? I get 150 energy crystals. I go back to Rose. I'm gonna try my best to make one for everybody. You helped me so much last time, Vent. My female voice is horrible, I know. I'm not good at doing female voices. So she wants me to go back to Area L and get another energy pack, which would again be another 5 to 6 minutes of going through that exact same stage I've already done over and over again. So, that's my 4th journey through this entire whole stage. And I'm like, okay, I've done this 4 times now. Surely you're going to give me a sub-tank. No! 150 energy crystals is all I got. So I go back to Miguette. What wonderful timing! We're out of aid kits again! You want to give me another one? How about fuck yourself, you old hag? I don't want to do this stupid side quest! Why are you making me do this for the 5th fucking time? So I go back to Area L. Hey, there's an aid kit. Let's finally end this. I've done this 5 times now. Surely Miguette is going to give me my sub-tank, because why the hell else am I doing this? No, I get 150 energy crystals, so I go back to Rose. She says the exact same dialogue. So did Miguette, by the way, which makes me feel like maybe it was supposed to be 4, but they accidentally made it 6, so I'm doing this 2 more times for no friggin' reason, and I get mad and frustrated because this is my 6th time going through this stage twice in order to get an aid kit or an energy pack just to get a sub-tank. This is so repetitive. It took over a half hour of my time. Why are we doing this? I modified my present even more this time. And guess what? I discovered how to make an entirely new item. I sent one to the transserver for you, Bent. It better be what I think it is. Because this took way too long, Rose. 150 energy crystals and a sub-tank. Jesus! Going through Area L 12 times. Because once to and from, that's 2 journeys. All for that 4th sub-tank. Jesus Christ. What a stupid side quest! How repetitive, how boring. That's what you have to do. Never again. Jesus. But anywho, that's Mega Man ZX, and I will see you in part 16.